Hello and welcome back to another exciting episode of Kwansama Vibes. If you're new to this channel, first of all, welcome. Well, you have just joined in on the series of how I travel the world in 45 days, visiting 10 countries all by myself. Yes, I did that. So if you're excited to learn more, pause this video, first of all, subscribe, okay? What are you waiting for? And then you can catch up on the other countries. If you're curious to know what countries I visited during my stay, episode 1 actually tells you everything, okay? So start from the beginning, but you're not gonna miss out in the middle as well. So let's get right into this video. It's Kwansama Vibes. 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 This week, we continue from day 13. I was leaving Switzerland and going into another country. Any guesses out there what country that is? I'm just gonna pause. I don't think you're gonna get it. I'm just gonna tell you. So I took the Trenitalia to go to Milano. So I took the train to Milan. I called a taxi once I got outside, and then they dropped me off at my hotel. I decided to order food from the restaurant in the hotel. So I had a cheeky, is it a burger or a sandwich? Because it kind of looked like both, and some fries. And that's all I had for that day 13. Now, day 14 was kind of promising because I had things planned to explore Milano, because why not? First things first, I decided to go check out the Duomo di Milano, which is the cathedral in Milan. And fun fact, guys, fun fact, that cathedral was started in 1386. Let that sink in. 1386, guess when it was completed? 1965. You do the math. Over 500 years of construction, that cathedral is what it took. And even today, when you go to the Duomo, it's still kind of under construction. I'm like, it's the never-ending building, never-ending building. I was just thrown. Nobody prepared me for the amount of stairs that I had to climb. You man. 250 stairs. What kept ringing in my head is, I need to warn everybody, beware the Ides of March. These stairs are not for the faint-hearted. And let me tell you guys, after I've gone through the stairs, and we'll come back to how beautiful the cathedral is, okay? After I had struggled to come up to the top of the stairs and seeing the view and everything, fast forward, I only find out the next day that there's also an option for an elevator. There was an option for a lift. Like, how did I not know this? Anywho, if you're going to the Duomo di Milano, just know that there's the stairs and there's a lift. So make sure you're reading and choose the right one that suits you. Now, when you come up to the cathedral, once you finally climb, there's views to die for. So overlooking it is the square, and you see all the people, and across from it is the Galleria Vittorio Emanuele II. Remember that name. We'll come back to it. So I look at the views and I take all these beautiful photographs, and then I just keep going through the cathedral, and I finally get into the church. Now, when you get into the church, it's typical of most Catholic churches. The stained glass is prominent. You see the pews and all of those things. And the cool thing about my ticket that I was able to purchase online was that it also comes with a free visit. I guess it's a package deal. You get to go to the museo, which is the museum, the Duomo Museum. So I was able to go to the museum to check it out, and just to kind of help do it justice, I'll probably do a separate show about the Duomo Museum, and then I will maybe do some little things about the cathedral. I'm not sure about that. This Galleria Vittorio Emanuele II, right? Remember this, the Galleria Vittorio Emanuele? I was thinking that that was a building, like the name of a place. Little did I know that it was actually the name of the entire mall across the street from the Duomo di Milano. I had no idea. So I'm walking around, I'm looking for it. I'm seriously searching. And I go back and forth and I finally just ask someone, I'm like, I'm looking for the Galleria Vittorio Emanuele II. And he's like, you're in it right now. Imagine my ignorance, you guys. Literally across the street from the Duomo di Milano is the Galleria Vittorio, okay? Don't make that mistake. And in the Vittorio, there is a thing called the bull's eye. You know, everybody circles around it. It's almost like in the middle of it. And you could just go in and just spin around in it. And I had also seen on TikTok, there's a place called Osteria da Fucinata. So, just like everybody else, I decided to go there. First thing that I had was the Ascolane olives. The Ascolane olives is just two rounded stuff, and I'm going to show you. The second thing that I had was the schiavatelli alla matriciana. Schiavatelli alla matriciana. So that's the pasta. Then I was thinking, let me go crazy a little bit. Like, let me just venture out of my normal, you know, I'm traveling. Let me try. Let me deviate out of my usual palette. So your girl said she wanted the rabbit hunter's style. The rabbit hunter style. Then I just thought, I just want a little bit of a salad on the side. So I asked for a salad. And I also asked for a Coca-Cola to go with all of it. Now, I would do a video just kind of breaking down the cost and everything, so you don't have to worry about that. I've got you. It will be in my shorts category. I couldn't figure out the whole train ticket system. I was just confused because the ticket that I had was only good for the day and it looked like it was run out. So I needed to top up and I just didn't know how to do that. And luckily, that's how I met my girl, Ludovica. I think I'm saying it right, Ludovica. That's when I met my girl, Ludovica, and she was an angel. She helped me out. We just struck a friendship where we were just chit-chatting on the train until she got to a stop. And then I was the last stop because I was at the airport. So I got off the last stop and then I walked home. It was such a very fulfilling day and I was just so grateful to kind of experience Milan the way that I did. The following day, day 15, day 15 was the big tour day. The first stop that we made was in Como. We got to explore Como. It was such a beautiful town. I didn't know that the lake got its name from that town. So that was an interesting fact for me to learn. We kind of walked around the neighborhood. Things were pointed out to us. It was really a nice educational tour. Then after the tour, we got a few minutes to ourselves, maybe I think half an hour or so, or 45 minutes. So then I decided to go to the Cafe Duomo. It's right at the piazza, the square in the area. So I went to this Cafe Duomo and everybody has said, you must try the pizza in Italy. It's way better than a deep dish. It's better than the Chicago or New York pizza, all of these things. And I said, sure, why not? I'm here. I mean, they have it. So I ended up ordering a pizza, but maybe I'll do another video about the pizza. I will say though, that my travel around the world in 45 days let me know how picky I am. I am so picky that I had no idea about how picky I was. Traveling really opened my eyes to that. After the short break from the tour, they took us back on the bus. So we did take a bus and then we went to a different place where we took a boat to go to Bellagio. So that was such an amazing experience. To be on that water, it was so beautiful. As we were actually driving up to go get the boat, we saw George Clooney's home. It was pointed out to us. Now, if I go back to, Italy and you asked me to point out, I probably won't be able to find it for you, but it was pointed out to us, so I know it's in that area. And then while we're also on the boat going to Bellagio, Taylor Swift's mansion was pointed out to us. There was also this Star Wars place, you know, Star Wars thing where it was shot or whatever. It was pointed out to us. It's such a beautiful place at, you know, around the lake, such beautiful homes. But anywho, so for Bellagio, we ended up getting there and we're told, hey, you can just go explore on your own, do whatever you want to do. So the first thing that I did was find the gelato place, and I went to get an ice cream. I got this lemon, this mango and mint kind of mix, just wanting to try different things. Really nice. I really enjoyed it. And that's when I got to be friends with one of the tourists. So we were like a group, we didn't know each other, and that's how I met Ty. So Ty is such an impressionable young man, also traveling the world, just took a time off. He just took time off to kind of explore the world, and I believe he's from Australia. Hi, you get to see Ty a little bit. So yeah, hey Ty. So already I was making friends while I was in Milan. After that, after we left Bellagio, we were sent to Lugano. So Lugano is actually in Switzerland, and the way that I understand it, Lugano is where most Italians will go and work, but then they will still come back to Italy to live because it's so expensive. It's like the rich side of I guess the border-ish. Okay, so we went to Lugano, and again we're told you can just go explore on your own. So I proceeded to look up what can I do in Lugano. Never heard of it in my life, so it was a new experience for me. I was thinking, what can I do? So there's a place called the Garden of the Righteous, and that's where I went. It's in Parco Ciano. So it's the Garden of the Righteous in Parco Ciano, and they also have this place called the Gate of Heaven, and it's such a beautiful scene because it's overlooking the lake Serisio. So it overlooks the lake Serisio, and so I went to the Gate of Heaven. It was such a beautiful scenery. I'll show you some of the pictures. It was such an amazing feeling. It was so relaxing. I know that it did rain when we were leaving Lugano, and thank God that I had my raincoat because otherwise I would have just got wet. But it was such an amazing experience. I wish that maybe the tour guide could have just shown us around more and shared more historical facts with us, as opposed to saying go explore on your own once we go to different places. I thought that was a miss there, but it is what it is. They did the best they could at the time that they had, with the time that they had. And, you know, I guess it was up to us. I wish I had done more research around the places that we visited, so I kind of would have a good idea of what to look out for. I just went on the tour thinking everything would be done for us. So that was my bad then. So after the tour, I was dropped off near the station. So the same place that we picked up is where they dropped us off. And then after that, I got in a tram. It's this like railway line that's like on the street. It's really cute. I got on and I actually ran into one of the people that was on the tour with me, and we kind of struck a conversation. We had hoped to connect in the evening, but then the rains just wouldn't let up. So we weren't able to connect, but we've kind of stayed in touch through Instagram. Went back to my hotel, relaxed, couldn't go out that night, and I'm like, you know what, it's okay, it's fine, even though I would have loved to go discover Milano some more. And now, ladies and gentlemen, that brings me to the end of my journey in Milan. The next day is travel day, and you don't want to miss this, so make sure you come back here next week to find out where I went the following day. If you've been able to listen to this point, then please subscribe to my YouTube, 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 subscribe to my YouTube. Make sure you like, you share, and then you comment. Thank you so much. I cannot wait to see you again. Bye. It's Consumo. Bye. Stay vibing.